Good morning and welcome to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living, where we come together as one, providing spiritual tools for daily living. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Reverend Tucker. I'm the senior minister here at the Oasis. And supporting me today is the wise and powerful Oz, who is our practitioner of the day, and our own Faith, my beautiful assistant, who is going to be singing today as Tina recovers from her eye surgery. Welcome, welcome. And so also we are going to be doing songs from Karen Drucker and Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver. I understand I saw a post from her. She now has a Reverend before her name. Congratulations, Elaine. And the topic today is perfection. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll talk about it later. Say hi if you're here, because we don't have any way to know who's here unless you say hi or hello. And I want to invite you to do watch parties if you want. There's a button for watch parties, and that allows you to attend church with your friends and comment back and forth. It's nice because then you're not disturbing anybody and you can talk back and forth and discuss what I'm talking about. I'd like to invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allow the service to uplift and inspire you as we move into our centering song.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
The presence of God right here, right now, in us, as us. For there is one power in the universe, and it is the power of God. It moves the stars, it breathes us, it pumps our blood. Millions of cell divisions happen each moment in our bodies, and it's all under the presence and the power and the direction of this one force that gives us life. I know this is true for me. I know this is true for you. I know this is true for all things, that this perfection of operation is always and everywhere operating. And I know that this is true as we move forward into the service. I know that God's word is spoken through Tucker, and the message is heard as intended, but also touches and blesses those who hear it. I know that what each person needs is addressed through the interaction of God speaking through God and God listening as God. And I know this presence of God permeates all things, and I know that this is happening right now, and I let it be, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Oz. All right, this next song is by Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver. We are all one. If you know the words to this song, sing it loud and sing it proud, because Music opens the heart, which opens the mind, and I want your minds nice and open.
We are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. I hear it and know it, my being. Spirit is all I am seeing. For God is all there is. Grateful am I to be living, open to what I receive, honoring what I've been given, sharing now what I believe. I remember the oneness around me. I surrender to infinite light, knowing the love that's surrounding me is within me by day and night. And we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. Yes, we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it.
Also, I want to remind you, if you're here, please say hello. We don't have any way of knowing that you're here unless you tell us. Something Facebook did doesn't allow us to see who's here anymore. Okay, and if you like something you hear, whether that be through the song or something I say, use the thumbs up and let us know. If you love something we're saying or singing, by all means, send us love, because we love those little hearts. And if something really strikes you and really inspires you or gets you at the heart level or the gut level, there's always the wow button, which we love also. So this next song is one from Karen Drucker. And I get to out Faith finally. I watch her. The way Faith, the StreamYard works is I can see her, but you can't. So I see her down there and she's signing all the time she's singing. And so I said last week, can I out you? And she's like, no. So she outed herself today. She is going to be performing this Karen Drucker song, I Am Beautiful, and she's going to be doing American Sign Language along with it. So here is Faith.
I am beautiful. I am powerful. I let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am powerful. And I celebrate who I am. Yeah, I celebrate. Yeah, I celebrate my beauty, my power, my wisdom. I celebrate. Yeah, I celebrate. Celebrate. Yeah, I celebrate. Yeah, I celebrate. Oh, I celebrate. Yes, I celebrate. Oh, I celebrate. Yes, I celebrate. Oh, I celebrate. Yes, I celebrate. Yeah, I celebrate. Celebrate. Yes, I celebrate. Oh, I celebrate. Yes, I celebrate. Celebrate.
Alex is at the camera. Thank you so much. I really, it's so funny because I almost said ESL, so I had to like say it American Sign Language, so I wouldn't go ESL.
Yep.
It makes sense to me like English Sign Language, but we know that ESL is different in our household, with two Dutch guys living with us. So thank you so much. That was wonderful. And you will have an opportunity later on. Faith will put the information to be able to buy that song from Karen Drucker. That is a wonderful song to get a meme in your head to sing a lot. So anyway, as a recovering perfectionist, I thought I would talk about that today. I know I talked about self-esteem a few months ago, but I also think it's one of the most important topics we can talk about. But as a recovering perfectionist, what I found is that perfection is something that everybody sees differently. Two people could walk into a room and see a totally different have a totally different perception of what's going on in the room. And perfection is just like that. I mean, I have friends next door that when they talk about food and they're like, it's perfect, it's like the best stuff ever. And I go taste it and I'm like, ooh. And I'll go to a restaurant and I'll say, oh God, this is so good. And they'll go and they're like, yeah, it's not terrible. And so I realized a long time ago that everybody's perception of food, beauty, perfection is different. And I had this one friend, Kathleen, Dr. Kathleen Vogt, that used to love this one place, a Brewski's in Lakewood. I don't even know if they survived all of this, but and there was one thing that we both thought was absolutely wonderful. And it was this artichoke fritter. And so we both agreed that that was good because all the other restaurants we couldn't agree on. She thought this one Mexican food place was wonderful. And oh gosh, I felt like it was horrible. And anything that I always suggested, she'd be like, yeah, it's okay. And, if you go into somebody's house, everybody has such different ideas of what is perfect. Like, I'm sure if people came to my house, they would think, wow, what was she thinking? And then other people, I would go into their houses and I'm like, oh, that is so tacky. You just never know. And the reason that Goodwill does as good a job as, or has as many sales as they do, is because one man's trash is another man's treasure. So when we're getting rid of those things that we no longer have a use for or no longer want in our lives, someone else is going to find that and go, oh my God, that's so great. And so perfection is really in the eye of the beholder, just like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, for instance, there was this movie about this woman one time that she was born without legs and arms, and she walked sort of, got around on her hips, basically. And she found someone who thought she was very beautiful and married her. And if she can do that, then everybody should be able to do that. You see, like there's someone for everyone out there in the world. There is definitely someone who, no matter what you think of yourself, is going to find you absolutely the most perfect idea of a person, or of a sexy person, or as a beautiful person, or as a wonderful person. And when we know that, when we keep that in mind, then all of that weird self-talk that goes on, I'm going to talk a little bit about self-talk later, all that weird self-talk that goes on in the back of our minds is alleviated, because we now have a confirmation from somebody that is the opposite of what we've been thinking about ourselves. Or we can't believe they love us because we think we have those imperfections. Trust me, when someone is in love with you, they don't see your imperfections. They don't see your flaws. And it's really good on you to start to see what they see. Look in the mirror and try to see what they see about you. So there was a quote that used to be, I found out this morning, actually, that it was attributed to Nelson Mandela, and they have actually conceded that it was never done by Nelson Mandela in his inaugural speech. Marianne Williamson published it in A Return to Love. And it's so true. I was watching a movie the other day about this team of guys, and the guy kept asking them, they were pretty much hoodlums, and he was coaching them and as a team. And he kept saying to them, what is your greatest fear? And they were like, why does he keep asking that question? And at the very end, one of the students stood up and said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It goes on to say, it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we subconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Like I said, everybody thought Nelson Mandela said that. I'm sure he would have. But it is actually said by Marianne Williamson, and it's so true. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And so we have a tendency to hide our light under a bushel. We have a tendency to want to be small so others can feel better. The truth is, they don't feel better when we act small. The truth is, if we dumb down to please a guy in high school, we are not making them feel more powerful. We are making them feel that we are less than. And so it's very important that we recognize that our beautiful light that each of us has, that we were born with, that we don't have to earn, that is part of our makeup, is so powerful as to lift others up. And, being in the business of doing that, or lifting up the world one person at a time, as we like to say, I know that it is so important for all of us to let that light shine. And that's why I love that song. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. It's a really good one to teach our kids, because then they finally begin to understand who and what they are. I was watching some of the voters speaking the other day, yesterday, I think it was. And this one guy, a Republican, actually, said that he thought the schools needed to be reorganized around how they teach. Because he said kids have special talents. Every one of us has a talent. And that what we need to do is foster that. We need to encourage that and support kids in that. And so if we organized our education around that, instead of around what grade did you make, how did you do on that test, and judging our kids by that principle, then we would find a very successful people, more very successful people out there. And he's right. He's absolutely right. We in religious science say that we are made of God. That is who and what we are. And so, science backs us up on that. When you look at quantum physics, it talks about there being an intelligence behind everything in the universe, and that everything is made of the same stuff, and how it bangs together, basically, that's the simplified version, how it bangs together determines how solid it is. So this desk probably, this desk is made of the same stuff I'm made of, but it probably is bouncing harder and faster together than I would be, or that water would be. Liquid form is probably very slow, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. But so science backs us up and says, so we say that divine, that intelligence that's behind everything in the universe is divine intelligence, and that everything is made of God stuff. And because of that, we are divine in nature. We were born exactly perfect, the way we were supposed to be. And although we don't always act perfectly, that is our choice. We were born with free will, so we can act not perfect if we'd like. And everyone is born with that innate power and that innate beauty and that innate light that shines so brightly. And so if we're afraid of that light, if we spend our life being afraid to shine our light, so to speak, then we are not contributing to the good of the universe. I talked a few months ago about this lake of subconscious material that we put in. Now, what are we going to put into it? Are we going to put into it that we're afraid of our light? Or are we going to put into it our light so that others can draw from it? Because everybody draws from that same pool of subjective material. And if I can put in my light, then others can draw from that light. And it's really important that we remember that about ourselves. Another thing that interferes with that is our idea that we need to be special. I like to say we're unique, not special. And the reason I say that is because when we compare ourselves to others, sometimes we come up short. And sometimes we come up long, but then we judge that other person as having come up short. And that's not good. Competition only leads you to feel worse about yourself. But every snowflake is different, and there's a reason. It's unique. It's not special. We wouldn't say that snowflake over there is more special than this one. We would just say, oh, it's a unique design. And that's the way we are too. We were designed in a unique expression of that God stuff that we are created of. We all want to be special, because if we think if we're special, that means that we're somebody. But it also means that somebody is not special. And we are all beautiful the way we are. We were all created the exact same way. Yes, we have different, our upbringing and, our differences in the talents that we bring to this world. We are different. That makes us unique, but not special. And because it is always interpreted differently, perfection and beauty, it'd be boring if everyone looked exactly like me, don't you think? Or exactly like you, or exactly like, whoever. It'd be boring. And so it's really important that we focus on those things that make us us. Like everything I've been through in my life has brought me to the place where I am today. It has changed me in ways that I think is like an upgrade to my software. That's how I kind of think about it. Because those awful things that have happened, that I've termed awful, have made me stronger. And those things that were beautiful and gave me such good feelings about everything have made me able to accept beauty and accept perfection. And so I like to think of it as we constantly need to be looking at what is different about it, what is unique about each of us, and celebrate that uniqueness. We never want to say that person's different. Oh, they're terrible. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy for us to do that. And I look at the differences between us as uniqueness. I look at the differences between us as something to celebrate, because I know what a boring world it would be if everyone was exactly the same. And just think about the scientists that have come up with all kinds of information for us that we live by these days. If that scientist had not developed that talent, where would we be? Or talk about artists. I mean, you know, I'm really blessed to have several artists in my family, photographers, clothing designers. I have one nephew that paints, and his paintings are just, oh my God, beautiful. You know, and I have one niece who is making mala beads and bracelets for the lab rescue. We'll talk about her in a minute. But I'm really blessed to have a lot of those kind of people in my life. And I think about what a boring world it would be without art. Or think about singers, for instance. And, you know, Faith and Tina are perfect examples of that. What a boring world it would be without music. You know, I give me a computer, I can do just about anything. Give me a microphone and I can talk about just about anything. Put me in the kitchen, you know, it's just not one of my talents. And I accept that. Unfortunately, people in my house don't appreciate that I don't have that talent. But I do celebrate the talents that I do have. And I try to use those to assist humanity. And so for a long time, I was an IT consultant, and I helped people. I did teaching. I did all kinds of things that helped the world. And now, and all along, I was a minister. But these days, because it's not limited to just my little congregation, it is now the world I'm literally speaking to. We market our service to Europe and Canada and to the United States, all over the United States, because we have now reached a point where we can be global. And so not like I'm tooting my own horn, or not like, we interpret appreciating our own talents as being self-centered or selfish somehow. That's not true, because all I want out of life is to share my gifts with the world. And so what's really true about that is everybody's in that position. Whatever your talents and gifts are, share them, express them, be them, because that is truly what makes this world so beautiful, so perfect. That's perfection, in my opinion. Jealousy and coveting. You never know what somebody's life has been. I could walk down the street and look at somebody and think, gosh, she's so happy. She's so put together. Her life is so beautiful. And behind the scenes, she could be completely off the charts crazy. You don't know. And so it's really important that we don't covet something that someone else has, or be jealous of the talents or gifts that they have. Because then you're focused on something else or someone else. You're not focused on what you can give to the world. Your ability to shine is really what makes this world a beautiful place. And I finally realized, I heard this quote from Oprah Winfrey, and I have to say that it hit me very strongly. She said, I finally realized that being grateful to my body was key to giving more love to myself. We're in this world to learn to love ourselves, to learn to love others unconditionally, to learn to love others through God. I always like to say, it's really easy to love someone as a person. It's not quite as easy. It is easy, but it's simple, but it's not easy. Let's put it that way. To love people as God loves them. So that means putting aside all the differences that you have that you don't like. That means being able to see that person as God sees them, as the perfection they were born to be, to celebrate their difference. I know, you're going to say, hey, there are some people I just can't get along with. I had this person in my congregation one time that was on a board of a townhouse or condominium or something. And she was having to deal with someone that was pretty impossible to deal with. And she kept saying, I'm trying to love her, but I just can't. I just can't love her. And we went through this back and forth for several months. And finally I said, you don't have to love her the way you love a human being. You can let love come through you, God's love come through you to that person. And it was like, oh my God. And now they have this wonderful working relationship. Well, at least the last time I talked to her, they had this wonderful working relationship because she now saw her through the eyes of God. And what happened was, instead of being focused on those things she didn't like about this woman, she became focused on the things that they shared, the common values, the common ideas, the wish to make the condominium or townhouse or whatever it was a greater place to live. They came together, putting all of their personal differences aside to find that common thing that locked them into this position they were in working on this board. So it's important that we love others the way God comes through us to love them. And that's the unconditional love. Personally, I don't think people can unconditionally love someone else. We're very conditional beings. Or I should say we're very conditional human doings. But when we come from the place of spirituality, when we come from the place of God's love, when we see ourselves as this funnel through which God's love comes down into us and out through our heart to that other person, we are now loving them unconditionally. And what keeps us really from being able to love unconditionally as human doings is our self-esteem. I love this guy, Nathaniel Branden. He's one of the most prominent self-esteem experts in the psychology community. And he says the only opinion that matters is the opinion we have of ourselves. And, I really thought about that because I got this book many years ago from Terry Cole Whitaker, What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. And that made such a powerful impact on me when I thought about what we do with information that we receive from others. I can remember many, many years ago, somebody saying something to me, and I actually organized my life around what they thought about me. And later on, I thought, that's just silly. Like my mom used to say, for example, oh, you have champagne tastes on a beer budget. Really? I got those from you. You raised me. But the thing is that we take what others say to us, whether it's our parents or teachers or people we've met at school or out in the world who have said something to us, and it may be something totally inconsequential to them, just an offhand remark. And we take that and we beat ourselves to death with it. I had this friend many years ago, Gigi Owens, who was a practitioner at Mile High Church. And this was before I really had gotten into religious science that much. And she actually put me through Dr. Marjorie Stomm's self-esteem class because she wanted me to have that. And she wouldn't let me pay her back. She just said, pay it forward. And so these days I teach self-esteem in my counseling with people. No matter what the issue is, it goes back to self-esteem. I don't care if you're talking about health or relationships or money or anything else. No matter what you're discussing, it all boils down to, what do I deserve? Well, let me tell you, you deserve it all. You deserve everything. Why? Because you were born in the image and likeness of God. Can you see yourself saying to God, you don't deserve that? No, of course not. Well, then why would you tell yourself that? Why would you judge yourself as unworthy if you're made in the image and likeness of God and you accept that concept? then why would you say something to yourself that you wouldn't say to God? Because trust me, whatever you're saying to yourself, you are saying to God. The universe hears, I'm unworthy. Okay, you're unworthy, so I won't give you anything. That's what happens. And so it's very important for us to go back to the principle that we are made in the image and likeness of God, and that we were born perfect. Perfection is built in to who we are. And our gifts and our talents are just some example of what God has placed within us as what we give to the world. In our memorials, we say, our life is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to God. And that's really true. That we take what God gave us and we take it out into the world and make the world a better place. And because we do that, we are now providing God the experience of helping the world. You see? It's such a beautiful concept. I love that. That we are made in the image and likeness of God, and that our light that shines so brightly is something that is a gift to God when we allow it to shine, when we allow it to be that which we give to the world. So what is your self-talk saying to you? Think about it just for a moment. We do this whole thing in our foundations class about self-talk. We have them spend an entire week writing down all the thoughts that they have. And it's because, well, you can't do 400 thoughts a minute. You can't write all that down. But what we do is we say, take a break like 3 or 4 times a day and write down what you're thinking. And then you look at those thoughts and you start to affirm the opposite. Because that self-talk that says, oh, I don't deserve that, or I can't have that, or life is a struggle, or money is a struggle, or relationships are a struggle, all of those self-talk that we give ourselves is keeping us from being able to manifest the good in the world, not only for ourselves, but for other people. If we're not letting our light shine because we feel we don't deserve it, then we are not contributing to that lake of consciousness or subconsciousness, all of the beauty that we have to offer. And so I challenge you this week to take a few breaks during the day and write down what you're saying to yourself. Now, it could be something that someone said to you, like I said, from your past. And instead of realizing that it was just their perception, instead of thinking to yourself, what they think of me is none of my business, you have taken that and you begin to beat yourself with it. One of the things I learned from that self-esteem class years ago was that self-esteem is like two opposite ends of the stick. On the one side of the stick, you can use it to lift yourself up. On the other side of the stick, you can beat yourself up with it. And so we really need to understand that what we say to ourselves is what goes out into the world, what goes out into consciousness, what goes out into that lake of subconsciousness, and what goes out to the world. So as I love myself, as I learn to love myself more and more and more, what I do is I allow others to love themselves more and more and more. When I fall in love with somebody, it is because we contribute to each other's lives, not because I'm trying to fill a hole. When I love myself enough to be healthy, and I'm not blaming you for being sick. I have Hashimoto's. I know how it is. But when I love myself enough to make healthy choices for myself, I find that my Hashimoto's doesn't affect me quite as bad. I'm not saying I'm wishing it away or anything else, because there are lessons I have learned. And I do celebrate that everything that I have experienced in my life has brought me to who I am today. I think that's very important for us to recognize that without all of the things that have happened in our life, we would not be the people that we are. And a lot of those things were put there by us, not by God. God doesn't go, hey, I think you need to learn this lesson. That's not how it works. We were born with free will. And because we were born with free will, we can set ourselves up for these experiences we need to have so we can learn. And all of those experiences we have set ourselves up for are there in order for us to be a more perfect agent of God on this earth. For us to express more of God in everyday life, in all of our interactions with the world, in all of our interactions mentally, spiritually, physically. That's the concept. That perfection, being in the eyes of the beholder, is something we strive for, not in our, not in our perfectionism like I used to be so bad about it. I really, really had issues. But it's not in that. It's the striving for perfection in the way that we allow ourselves to shine our light, to shine God's light in us, within us, shine God's light to the world. Allow it to inspire and uplift other people to be the best they can be. And so I challenge you this week, take, 3 breaks a day and just write what you've been thinking. And allow yourself to really analyze where those thoughts came from, for one thing. Was that something somebody said to me, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago? Was that something somebody said to me and what I did was turn it on myself? Or is it something that I experienced and now I'm in this loop? Have you ever, about the loop, the self-esteem loop, right? I think this thing, I have that experience, it confirms back to me what I thought to begin with. That's the self-esteem loop. And so anytime we have thought, yeah, I can't really reach that potential, then all of the experiences we have confirm to us that we can't reach that potential. And so I invite you this week to do that, to take a look at where that self-talk is coming from. That tells us we're not beautiful, we're not powerful, we are not celebrating who we are. Take time this week. Will you help me with that? Let's have a prayer. Oh, I just tune in right now to that infinite presence, that infinite life, that infinite beauty that is God. I know that God is all there ever has been, all there ever will be, and all there is right here, right now. For God is in all places, all things, all people, all of life, ever present, all knowing, perfection. That is God. And that is where I find myself, in the midst of God, my very essence, my very life, my very being. God's heart beats within my heart. God's breath breathes me. God's life lives itself through me. God's love expresses through me. For it is who and what I am. I know that same truth to be so for Tina and Oz and Faith and Lynn. For we are one team in God. Everything that is said or sang or prayed is God uplifting and inspiring through us. For everything that we do as a team is God expressing as that one team. And I know that same truth to be so for everyone here today and those who may come in later and watch this. For we are all one. There is no place where one leaves off and the other begins. There is only God, only one, and we are of it. And we are in it. And it is who and what we are. So I bless this coming week with an awareness of God showing up as us in the world. We allow our vessel to be used by the infinite power, the infinite presence of God to move into the world as the light that we shine. We celebrate our gifts and our talents. We love from the deepest part of ourselves, that part of ourselves that goes beyond human understanding and human perception. We love deeply the world and all of its inhabitants as God does. And we let go of all the things that we look at others and see that we may not like. We let go of the idea that those differences are somehow less than or not perfect. And instead, we celebrate the perfection because we see them, these other people, these other human doings, as God. And we celebrate the uniqueness of each individual. So I know as this coming week unfolds and we uncover all the self-talk, that we do our work in peace and joy and happiness for revealing God on earth, more of God on earth. I know the same truth for all of the names that are in the ministry of prayer today, because I do know that no matter what circumstance they are experiencing, the answer to it is God. I reveal it, I express it, I pull back the veil so that it is obvious. And I just let all of the perfection of God be that which expresses through them and in that condition. I speak the truth for them right now. I claim it for them. I know it for them. I call it good and very good. And I just let it be. And my heart just fills with absolute gratitude to know that this is so, to be of service in this way for the light of God. And I just let that be. And so it is. Amen. Whew. I always get so high when I pray. I used to have this friend that sometimes she would pray for like 45 minutes and I'm like, I can't even like function now. All right. So right now is our opportunity to receive your gifts, tithes, and offerings, and your opportunity to celebrate and be grateful for that which you have manifested in the physical reality and that which you have manifested in the mind of God, but may not have seen in this physical reality yet. So I invite you to go to oasiscsl.org. Faith is putting that in the comments right now. And in the middle of that first page is our offering affirmation, which we're going to have you say with us before you click on the Contribute Now button. But I want you to recognize that what you're contributing to is the message of life and light and peace and power that we are putting out into the world. That you are contributing to us being able to deliver our message to the world and uplift and inspire as many people as possible. So whether you're watching this live now or you're tuning in later, please say the offering affirmation with us. This perfect gift is spirit and form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyously I receive. Here's Faith. Hit that Contribute Now button.
Made a wrong turn once or twice, dug my way out, blood and fire, bad decisions, that's alright. Welcome to my silly life. Mistreated, misplaced, misunderstood. There's no way it's all good. It didn't slow me down. please, if you ever feel like you're less than perfect. Pretty please, if you ever feel like you're nothing, you are perfect to me. You're so mean when you talk about yourself. You're wrong. Change the voices in your head. Make them like you instead. So complicated. Look how we all make it. Filled with so much hatred. Such a tired game. It's enough. I've done all I can think of. Chase down all my demons. I'll see you do the same. Oh, pretty please, if you ever feel like you're less than perfect. Pretty please, if you ever feel like you're nothing, you are perfect to me. The whole world's scared, so I swallow the fear. The only thing I should be drinking is an ice cold beer. So cool and lying, and we try, but we try too hard. It's a waste of my time. Done looking for the critics, cause they're everywhere. They don't like my jeans, they don't get my hair. Strange ourselves, and we do it all the time. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why do I do that? Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty perfect. Pretty please, if you ever feel like you're less than perfect. Pretty please, if you ever feel like you're nothing, you are perfect to me. You're perfect. You're perfect. Oh, pretty please, if you ever feel like you're nothing, you are perfect to me.
I couldn't find the button. Thank you, Faith. That was wonderful. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. We have a ministry of prayer, as I mentioned, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to pray for people every day for a week. So if you would like to put your name into the ministry of prayer, you can, in the comment section, you can put whatever you would like prayer for. And if you don't want it to be public, you can always personally message one of us, and we will put it on we have this Facebook page that is closed to our God Squad. And so we put the prayers requests there. And so one of us will do that for you. And so that brings me to my God Squad. I am so blessed to have this wonderful team of licensed practitioners coast to coast that will pray on these requests every day for a week. And we call them our God Squad. Please know that today, Oz is the wise and powerful Oz is our practitioner of the day, and he is available for what we call our 1-minute miracle. It's not a time for counseling, but it is a time where you can let him know what challenge you are experiencing, and he will stop, drop, and pray with you right then and there. You can reach him by video chat. If he doesn't answer right away, it means that he's working with someone else. And so give him a few minutes and call back. And please know that our practitioners are available by appointment for a fee for spiritual guidance. You can visit our website at oasiscsl.org and see our practitioners. At least Oz and Tina are on there. And see which one might be someone you would like to work with, and then you can arrange with them for how to get the fee to them. And then they'll reach out to you through video chat. We try to do everything we can, social distancing. Okay, let's see. If you would like to be on that prayer list, again, type your issue in the ministry or in the comment, and we'll place it in the ministry of prayer. If you would like to participate on our prayer team, our God Squad, you do not have to be a licensed practitioner. You do, however, have to commit and follow through on praying every day on those requests for a week, and doing so in a positive affirmative prayer rather than a beseeching prayer. That's the only difference. Okay, so if you want to do that, you can type yes in the comments section and we will add you to our God Squad. And if you would like to know more about our community and what we're doing, and you'd like that information before it goes public, you can type more in the comments section and Faith will add you to our group page that is public. So, on a personal note, I would like everybody who's here to pray for my Aunt Jackie. She's in the hospital right now, and she suffers from dementia, and so she's very, very scared. And so I'd like you, please, everyone, please add her to your prayer list. I mentioned a little while ago bracelets and malas from Brooks and Bailey. The benefits go to Rocky Mountain Lab Rescue. You can reach her through Brooks and Bailey 3070 at gmail.com. Faith has that in the comment section. Don't listen to me. I can't see, so it doesn't help. Also, I want to let you know that Brooks Limited has these great masks. And, talk about adapting. One of the things that's really happened through all of this COVID stuff is that everybody's adapting. And so she not only is adapting by doing masks. I can't. There we go. She's not only adapting by doing masks, but even her designs have changed as a result of this COVID thing. She's, her designs are just one of a kind things, and they're just so beautiful. Like this jacket that I'm wearing right now is one of them, and it's actually a spring or summer collection, which is on sale, by the way, right now. But Faith has also put that information, Brooks Ltd, Brooks Limited, in the comments, so you can order from her. She's just awesome. And Elaine Silver, Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver, has a website that you can purchase her songs. She has beautiful songs. You will have to email her to get the information on where to send the money, because she is unable to update her website. Something happened and it no longer is able to be updated. But she has some wonderful stuff on there. And then Karen Drucker's website does work. And if you like that song today, go on and purchase it. You can either purchase it singly or from the album. Let's see. The album is Songs of Spirit 4. Is that right, Faith?
It's the joyous one, I think. Might be Songs of the Spirit 4.
I think it's Songs of Spirit 4. Anyway, check it out. And you can purchase it directly off of her website. We like to support those that support us, and Elaine has gifted us with all of her collection of material, and that's like 20 albums. Not only did she provide the songs, but karaoke files so that we could do sing-alongs, and songbooks. She actually has a songbook that gives you the sheet music, the lyrics, and Faith says that one song had the American Sign Language on it. So it's a pretty amazing collection. And check out our website, oasiscsl.org, to look at any of the sermons that we've had the last, since Mother's Day, I think was our first one, or Memorial Day, I can't remember. And then if you want to hear some past sermons from years ago, we've got audio files on there too. But also our events are listed on there. But check us out. Go over there and check us out. And let's see. We are now moving into our last song for the day. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We are all so blessed. I'm so blessed to have a wonderful team. My assistant, Faith, thank you for being who you are. You're wonderful. Oz, we're so glad to have you back as you made your safe journey from Wisconsin to Florida. We're so happy you're back. And all of you, we are so happy that you could be with us. We are so blessed to have you. I know there's 1,000 things you could be doing on a Sunday morning, and you were here with us, so we appreciate that. Stay safe, everybody. We love you. See you next week, 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Bye.